Starting off with our top focus at this hour, coming in of unfortunate news of 19 people having been killed and around 50 others injured after an explosion in Manchester Arena during the concert of singer Ariana Grande. First reports of the blast emerged at 9:45 British time. Authorities are yet to comment on the cause of that explosion. Reports had emerged of a second explosive device, but Manchester police have confirmed that it was abandoned clothing after carrying out a precautionary controlled explosion at the nearby Cathedral Gardens. Surrounding areas have been cordoned off and transport in and out of Manchester has been disrupted. Train services to and from Manchester Victoria Station located under the arena have been cancelled as well. The explosion is being treated as a terrorist attack. The blasts come at a time when Britain is in the middle of a general election. Just 2 weeks away, campaigning for the same has been suspended.
This was at the conclusion of the Ariana Grande concert. Currently, we have 19 people confirmed to have lost their lives in the explosion and around 50 casualties that are being treated at 6 hospitals across Greater Manchester. My thoughts are very much with those that have been injured and lost their lives and their loved ones at this terrible time. We are doing all that we can to support them. Officers from Greater Manchester Police and Emergency Services are working at the scene and are supporting those affected. We are coordinating the operation here at Greater Manchester Police Headquarters. An emergency number is available for all those concerned about their loved ones or anyone who may have been in the area. The number is 0161 856 9400. We are currently treating this as a terrorist incident until we have further information. We are working closely with National Counter-Terrorism Policing Network and UK intelligence partners. This is clearly a very concerning time for everyone. We're doing all that we can, working with local and national agencies to support those affected as we gather information about what happened last night.
Greater Manchester Police took to Twitter, and I quote here, just before 10:35 p.m. GMT on Monday 22nd May, police were called to reports of an explosion at Manchester Arena. So far, 19 people have been confirmed dead with around 50 others injured. This is currently being treated as a terrorist incident until the police know otherwise. That's the official statement released by the Greater Manchester Police. The British Prime Minister Theresa May also issuing a statement, and I quote here, "We are working to establish the full details of what is being treated by the police as an appalling terrorist attack. All our thoughts are with the victims and the families of those who have been affected." Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi also tweeted, and I quote here, "Pained by the attack in Manchester, we strongly condemn it. Our thoughts are with the families of the deceased and prayers with the injured." Our correspondents Daniele Pagani and Inga have been getting us the very latest. Coming to you first, Daniele, if you can, for the benefit of our viewers, take us through the very initial details that have surfaced so far.
So what happened is that at around 10:30 p.m. in Manchester, in an arena where there was a concert where 21,000 people were probably listening at the concert, at the end of the concert, while people were going out, were going back at the end of the concert, there was a big explosion. There are reports, eyewitnesses reports saying that the explosion was so big that the entire building, the entire arena shook when the explosion took place. After that explosion, there were obviously moments of panic. People ran away and the security forces entered in action. And unfortunately, we know that by now there are 19 casualties and a figure placed between 50 and 60 injured. These are only the initial figures. I imagine that the emergency situation does not give the time to count precisely the number of injured people, so these figures are likely to increase, unfortunately, throughout the day. The UK police is treating this event as a terrorist attack until proven otherwise. There is anyway no evidence about the fact that this was eventually an explosive device placed within the arena. We are waiting more details that will probably come out of the security meeting that Prime Minister Theresa May will chair at 9 London time, so we will see what comes out of that meeting. For the time being, what we know is that the number of injured that we have, the number of injured people that we have is obviously it's obviously less than what it should have probably been. The Northwest Ambulance Service tweeted that they also treated many people who could actually stand and walk at the venue itself right after the explosion took place. So the number between 50 and 60 is probably the number of people who have been carried away by ambulances. So yeah, the number of injured is way more. Again, I repeat, we don't know if this is a terrorist attack right now. The area is cordoned off. The UK police has requested to all the citizens and all the people not to reach the area, because this is also something which typically happens. Obviously, in apprehension, people try to go there. But if this is a terrorist attack, the threat of other possible explosions, because this is the typical pattern of terrorist attacks. There is one major explosion, then when rescuers and eventually acquaintances or relatives of the people do reach the venue, other explosions take place to maximize the number of deaths with one single attack. So obviously this is why the police asked and requested and actually ordered UK citizens not to reach the venue. This is what we know so far. We are keeping track of the events. Of course, the situation is still ongoing, and we will keep track of that throughout the day. There are some Twitter accounts, and this I quote the SITE Intelligence Group, which is a website who monitors the online activity of radical groups, especially connected to Islamist terrorism. There are a few accounts which are personal accounts and not belonging to the organization of the Islamic State, where people are rejoicing for what is happening. But this does not give us anyway any evidence that there is any terrorist organization behind this. This is just to understand how anyway the Islamic State followers, even if they are private citizens sitting somewhere around the globe, are probably rejoicing about what happened, even if this is not a terrorist attack.
Right, stay with us, Daniela. Our correspondent Inga also joining us from WION's newsroom for more on this. About 21,000 is the capacity of Manchester Arena, Inga. As of now, 19 people have been confirmed dead, 50 have been injured. Any details emerging of the condition of those 50 injured? And a number of young people also a part of that event. A 23-year-old pop artist, Ariana Grande, performing. At the end of that concert, this attack taking place.
Yes, indeed. Now, Ariana Grande is a United States artist, and now the United States Homeland Security has issued a statement, according to UK local media, saying that it is closely monitoring the situation there in the United Kingdom. And also, I'm just going to read out the statement to you. They said that the department it has no information to indicate a specific credible threat involving music venues in the United States. And however, the public may experience increased security in and around public places and events as officials take additional precautions. And this is according to the statements released by the United States Department of Homeland Security. So they're also trying to look at if maybe this was targeted at United States musicians, or like we've been talking about it, the possible terror attack. And also, this may not exactly affect the campaigning of the general elections, but of course they have to take this move of suspending campaigns. And we believe that Prime Minister Theresa May was due to visit southwest England in an attempt to get her election campaign back on track. So the United States Department of Homeland Security has reacted to the incident, and they said that they are closely monitoring the situation there in Manchester.
Right, stay with us, Daniel and Inga. Just a quick recap for the benefit of our viewers. Unfortunate news coming in of that explosion occurring in Manchester Arena at the end of that concert by pop artist Ariana Grande, a 23-year-old US artist. According to the spokesperson of the artist, she is safe.